Buckle up, because it's another full to the brim episode of Eurovision This Month, so we're going to dive straight in. First up, we have the running orders for the semi-finals of the Eurovision Song Contest 2023. They will take place in Liverpool on Tuesday the 9th and Thursday the 11th of May. So let's take a look at the semis. The running orders are based on the allocation draw, which took place back in January, and producers have decided who goes where to create the most exciting show possible. The Big Five, France, Germany, Spain, Italy, and the host country, United Kingdom, along with the current champions, Ukraine, don't perform in the semis, but if you are from one of those countries, you will still get to vote. The running order of the grand final is worked out in the early hours after the second semi-final, when all the qualifiers are confirmed. The United Kingdom as hosts and Ukraine as champions had their positions randomly drawn out at the heads of delegation meeting recently. So Ukraine will perform Heart of Steel from 19th position, while the United Kingdom will close the show with I Wrote a Song in 26th spot. So who is performing in Liverpool? All 37 songs are now locked in. There is no going back. You can watch them all on the official Eurovision YouTube channel or listen to them on your favourite streaming platform. To start with, let's recap the artists who we had already confirmed but had not released their song. First up, we've got Switzerland's Remo, who revealed Watergun.
I don't wanna be a soldier. I don't wanna have to play with real blood. We ain't playing now. Can't turn around, no Waterguns.
Dutch duo Nicolai and Dion will sing Burning Daylight.
Losing myself while chasing highs. I'm burning daylight.
Over in Cyprus, Lambrou released Break a Broken Heart. Austria's Teya and Salena have posed the question, who the hell is Edgar?
Who the hell is Edgar?
She was our very first confirmed artist, but Israel's Noah Kirel has finally premiered Unicorn. Over in Armenia, Brunette has unleashed Future Lover. The youngest ever Greek participant, 16-year-old Victor Vernicos, unveiled What They Say. And junior Eurovision champion Iru of Candy fame announced Echo for Georgia. Surely by now you will know who Käärijä is. The rapper, singer and songwriter stormed Finland's national final UMK with a decisive victory. He bagged over 500 points in the process. For him, it's all about mixing genres. His Eurovision entry, Cha Cha Cha, has it all. He fuses rap, electronica, metal and a bit of Schlager with an already iconic performance. there's ballroom dancing, there's a neon green bolero jacket, loads and loads of wooden pallets as well. The props team will be on the lookout for splinters, and he recently did one of his first ever English language interviews for the official Eurovision Song Contest podcast. You can go find it wherever you get your pods. For the smallest country in Eurovision, San Marino has an epic national selection competition. And after dozens and dozens of entries, it was rock band Piqued who came out on top with Like an Animal. They have opened gigs for the Boomtown Rats, Interpol and Chevelle and had their hits all over the radio. Now the Italian band are representing San Marino at the world's largest music competition. Piqued do dream of having Sting feature on a future song and say they are very happy to work on his Tuscan vineyard in exchange. I wonder why. Poland had a one-shot national final which saw Blanka win that ticket to Liverpool with her song Solo. She always knew she wanted to be a pop star and wrote her first song at the age of 14. She then headed to the USA with her mother and based herself stateside for the next 4 years. Armed with a guitar and her voice, Blanka took to open mic sessions across Los Angeles and New York. One of those venues was the Bitter End. That is the club where Lady Gaga launched her career. So will people go Gaga for her in Liverpool? I heard she was born this way to do it. Is she hungry for the fame? Okay, all right, I'm sorry. I'll stop with the Gaga puns now. It is Blanka for Poland. Show you what it is you're missing out. Now I'm better solo. I never let me down, diddy down. Now I'm gonna show ya how I be getting down solo. 20 Punkte. To Germany's national final, and the song being sent to Liverpool is Blood and Glitter. Coincidentally, the two trickiest things to get out of a carpet after a big Eurovision party. Performed by Lord of the Lost, a band from Hamburg who've already built a huge fan base. Their latest album topped the German charts after only 6 days of pre-orders, and their most recent European tour completely sold out. As if performing at the Eurovision Song Contest wasn't enough, Lord of the Lost will then leave Liverpool to support Iron Maiden on tour almost immediately.
Blood and glitter, Satan sinner, we do fall before we rise. Blood and glitter. Power! Teya!
From Blood and Glitter to the land of fire and ice, where Söngvakeppnin has produced a new name for the Icelandic music scene. Following the likes of Hattari and Daði Freyr, Diljá has won over legions of new fans with her song Power and its message of self-improvement. Offstage, Diljá is a physiotherapy student and a committed CrossFit athlete She says a healthy body produces a healthy mind. Good words of advice. She is a self-proclaimed Eurovision nerd, and it's always been Diljá's dream to represent her nation at the contest. She's also on the latest episode of the official Eurovision Song Contest podcast, where she talks about being a huge fan of Loreen. More on her soon. In Moldova, we have a familiar face heading back to Eurovision. Pasha Parfeni won his national final with his song Soarele și Luna, which in English means the sun and the moon.
Soarele, soarele, soarele și luna, nopțile, nopțile, nopțile cu luna. Soarele, soarele, soarele și luna, nopțile, nopțile, nopțile cu luna.
For those who don't know, Pasha has been involved with multiple national final songs in Moldova, but you recognise him because he represented his country at the Eurovision Song Contest back in 2012. It was in Baku in Azerbaijan and he finished in 11th spot. I wonder who won that year.
Hello?
Game over. Following Constractor's incredible performance in Turin last year, it is Luke Black who takes over the Eurovision baton for Serbia. He has been described as a Serbian pop alchemist due to the way that he blends indie, techno and pop. He won his national final, and in the last 12 months he's performed both a sold-out tour in China and created a techno opera style show in Berlin's Berghain, arguably the world's most famous nightclub for electronic music. Luke uses classic pop influences as his canvas, which he then paints over with experimental electronic and indie sounds. His performance on stage could be described as alien fashion or fashionably alien, and the song reflects the broad spectrum of what he likes, which includes Queen, Elton John, Lady Gaga, Maria Callas and Eartha Kitt. What a combo. Meow. Right then, remember Turin 2022 and the three hosts? One of them was, of course, Mika. Well, let's go back even further to 2007 and Mika's music video for his smash hit Grace Kelly. That little girl in the green dress? None other than the United Kingdom's 2023 Eurovision star, singer-songwriter Mae Muller. She wrote her Eurovision entry I Wrote a Song with Brit Award-nominated songwriter Lewis Thompson and Karen Poole, who has written for the likes of Kylie Minogue, Lily Allen and David Guetta, as well as being a pop star herself. Back in the 1990s, she was a founding member of Alicia's Attic. Mae has been writing her own music since the age of 8 and was working at a pub as a teenager when she landed her first publishing deal. Mae's gone on to release 2 EPs, millions of views on YouTube and TikTok, 2 billion streams, and supported British girl group Little Mix on their stadium tour. She is used to performing on home turf, and as we mentioned, she is hoping to bring the house down in Liverpool.
Instead I wrote a song about how you did me wrong. I could have cried at home and spent the night alone. Instead I wrote a song, I feel much better now. Me and my girls are out and we all sing along. Instead I wrote a song.
Say hello to Kirel and Turan. They are twins from Azerbaijan who are bringing Tell Me More to the contest. The boys have always loved music, and influenced from a young age by their father, they decided to start a band called The Red Jungle. During the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, it was tough to find gigs at first, so with no opportunity to perform in bars or clubs, the brothers decided to make the world their stage. They headed to the squares and parks of Baku, performing on the streets and drawing in their own crowds. So it's not often that an artist can say their first big gig ever is the Eurovision Song Contest, but the twins will soon be saying exactly that. The song could easily have been heard on the radio in the 1990s. It blends indie, pop, rap, and dare I say it, a little bit of the Beatles influence too. Good for Liverpool, right?
Tell me more about me, you are. Tell me you love me, baby, more than I try. And I just wanna know, how do you feel about us right now?
Come on then, I'm sure you don't need me to tell you who is representing Sweden. It is 11 years since she won in Baku with Euphoria, seen by many as one of the defining moments of the contest ever. A champion is returning to the contest. Her appearance had been hyped at Melodifestivalen, but she delivered. Loreen will sing Tattoo in Liverpool, convincingly winning the Melfest final. In the last decade, she has continued to experiment with pop. She's released Swedish language music and also turned her head to acting. But now, after a dynamic and fog-filled performance in Sweden, she is making that triumphant return to the Eurovision stage. I've already spoken to several of this year's acts on the podcast who say they will be totally starstruck to meet her and can't believe they are competing against her. Can she follow in the footsteps of Johnny Logan from Ireland and win the competition twice? Time will tell, and if you want to know what her most used app is, it's Keynote, she tells us. So if you ever need a killer slide deck in a hurry, you know who to call. Oh, and quickly, I spy with my little eye something beginning with R. Yeah, you did see that right. That is Eurovision commentator and Loreen mega fan Rylan making a cheeky cameo in her winners parade. The very last show to wrap up the national final season was Portugal's Festival da Canção. The winner was Mimi Cat with her song Ai Curaçao. She has been singing and recording since the age of 9 and did try to represent Portugal back at Eurovision 22 years ago. That wasn't to be, but she had a breakthrough in 2014 with the release of her critically acclaimed debut album, For You. This year has a lot in store for the singer-songwriter because as well as heading to Liverpool for Portugal, she will be busting out a new album. And for anyone wondering, Mimi Cat does indeed have a cat. Their name is Brownie.
Ai curaçao, ai curaçao. Diz-me lá se és meu.
With all the acts in place, the city of Liverpool is revealing everything they have planned between the 1st and the 14th of May. The pier head will be transformed into the Eurovillage. That's a 15,000 capacity fan zone welcoming anybody who loves music. It promises to showcase Liverpudlian and Ukrainian culture and will feature famous faces and rising stars, plus of course the artists from Eurovision 2023. Just down the road, Euro Club makes a triumphant return. It'll be in Kampen Furnace in the city's Baltic Triangle, so you will be able to dance the night away to all your favourite Eurovision hits. There's a special Eurovision covers gig from the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra. Jonathan Harvey's comedy, the Eurovision Thong Contest, will hit Liverpool's Royal Court. And there'll be a Spot Sonia competition celebrating everyone's favourite Scouser and Eurovision 1993 runner-up Sonia Evans. In fact, there will be 24 cultural commissions, 19 of which are collaborations between UK and Ukrainian artists. And a big welcome party will take place outside St George's Hall after the turquoise carpet ceremony. There is so much going on that you will need to visit both Eurovision.tv and the Visit Liverpool website to get the full lowdown. So that is it. We have our 37 participants for the 67th Eurovision Song Contest. We have our party venue. All we need now is you. Make sure you like and subscribe to the official Eurovision YouTube channel, because in April we will be releasing exclusive performances for our class of 23, including remixes, cover versions and plenty of surprises. Join us in April when we'll have more news about the shows, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and listen to the podcast to stay entertained and up to date with all the latest news. See you soon.